Oh my God, was she looking at me? Was it me? Yep. What should I do? Gentlemen, stop it. Snap out of it. Today, I'm breaking this video up into two parts. The first part, I'm gonna go over a step-by-step plan in order to tell you exactly what to do and when to do it when somebody actually looks at you. And the second part, I'm gonna go over a few great conversation starters to get her excited and keep the conversation rolling. Step number one is stop. Getting in your head. Yes, it's you that she's looking at, right? A lot of guys, what happens is when somebody looks at them, right, they start thinking, was it me? I'm not sure, right? You start looking around. Was it somebody else? Was it somebody behind me? Are they looking at their girlfriend coming in the door? Are they looking for the bathroom? Stop. It's you. You're awesome. Own it. Now, put away your phone, which is the second step. Guys, one of the mistakes that guys make is that when somebody looks, they go right for their security blanket, their phone. Their head ends up here, right? Instead of actually doing what you need to do, which we'll talk about in a second, you're here, you're looking, you're surfing, because this is almost like our security blanket, right? When we get uncomfortable, we go to our phone, right? You got to put it away, because when you actually approach, I don't want you having any distraction, or I don't want you looking at your phone or accidentally glancing down at your phone. It's irrelevant, right? You're awesome. Now it's time. Move on to step number 3. Little smirk, sparkle the eyes, and look back, right? 3 seconds. You only have 3 seconds to do this, all right? And you're going to wait. You're going to wait for this person to look back at you, because she will, right? If you caught her looking, she may do what most dudes do, right? Look away. But she's going to look back, because you can tell when somebody's looking at you, right? She's going to look back and she's going to see you smiling. You're going to hold the gaze for 3 seconds, and then you are going to look away. When you look away for the second time, that's when you've got to decide 2 things. Number 1, is she spicy enough for you? If the answer is yes, move on to question number 2. Do you want to potentially kick it with her or start a conversation? If the answer then is yes, it's time to count down from 3 seconds in your head. 3, 2, 1, and act. Literally, I want you in your head counting down. 3, 2, 1, and I want you to approach, all right? Because what happens is a lot of times when we fail to launch or act, we start really getting in our own head, right? And we fuck things up, because she thinks if you're interested, you're gonna act, but if you don't, she's gonna get discouraged. She may leave, or she may not look back again. And when you see that she's not looking back, you think that she wasn't interested in the first place, and so you fail to act, when the truth is that you just basically shattered her ego. Right? Because when she was looking, that was basically her green flag to say, yo, stupid, come talk to me, please. As you're approaching, your eyes are smiling, you're still maintaining eye contact, and you've got a little smirk on your face, right? You're looking friendly, you're looking happy, you're looking sexy, and you're smelling amazing. Because you took me up on this badass deal. All right, now, real quick, I'm gonna give you the deal, but after that, I'm gonna tell you exactly what to say to start the conversation and to keep it going. So you don't want to miss that, all right? Now, something else you don't want to miss is this deal. I want you to smell sexy. And so what I'm going to do right now for a limited time, there's a special link down below. You're going to grab whichever Pete and Pedro fragrance you want. You want Rebel, you want Villain, you want Legend, it's up to you, right? My personal pick is, of course, Rebel, because it's inspired by my all-time favorite fragrance, which is Creed Aventus. Except instead of $400 a bottle, ours is literally like 50 bucks. But you're also gonna get something for free. You're getting these 2 powerhouse products for free, literally for free. It's a $34 value. You're getting the fresh deodorant. It's a natural deodorant that smells like eucalyptus spearmint. It is light, it is fresh, it is so sexy, and it works like a beast, all right? The other thing that I love about this is not gonna jack up your endocrine system. It's also not gonna reduce your testosterone level, because that's one of the downsides of using cheap, toxic products on your body, right? This is amazing, and it literally is a game changer in terms of healthy, natural deodorant that actually works, all right? You're also gonna get this, which is the fresh ball powder. Guys, this ball powder is a game changer. You're gonna stay dry, you're gonna stay fresh, you're gonna stay friction-free, and when she goes downtown to visit Big Al, she's gonna be like, wow, you smell amazing. Gentlemen, here's the deal, $50, that's it. You get to choose whichever fragrance you want, and you get 2 products for free, the fresh ball powder and the natural deo. It's a $34 savings, gentlemen. Now is the time. Hit the link down below. You gotta go through that link and use the codes on the page, or else you can't get the deal. It's for a limited time, and the reason I'm doing it is because I want you to smell better than all the other dudes. 3, 2, 1, and action. All right, so here's the deal. You're walking up, what is she doing? Well, chances are she's like head down in her phone because she knows you're coming and she's like, oh God, oh, he's so awesome, right? That could happen, right? She could be looking at her phone, but once you actually get to the table, she's gonna look up. Now, typically what you're gonna find is that when you approach, if she is indeed interested, she's gonna have some type of emotion on her face, whether or not it's like pleasant surprise, a little bit of a smile, or something, right? Now, if she looks up and it's just like, deadpan, this is not necessarily a good sign. It could be that you missed the signs or misread something, but you still gotta follow through, right? You still gotta work the muscle, the fear muscle. The fear muscle is something that you're gonna get over the more times you do this and try it and approach, all right? So what I like to do, or what I liked to do when I was single, is approach and basically just be like, hi, excuse me, I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm Aaron, what's your name? And she's gonna be like, I'm Brenda, right? And you're gonna be like, hey Brenda, great to meet you. So, what do you do next? Well, we're going to talk about that in a second. Another great opening line that I actually think works incredibly well is the assumption that you know the person, right? Now, typically you don't, but it's okay to actually act like you do, right? So how that would look is 3, 2, 1, excuse me, do I know you from somewhere? You look so incredibly familiar, but I can't place you. You look so familiar to me. I feel like I've met you before. What was your name, right? And she's gonna be like, I'm Brenda, right? And you're gonna be like, hey Brenda, I'm Alpha, good to meet you, right? And then you can start using this other method in a second, right? Either way, it's a very easy way to basically introduce yourself and to get a conversation started. It also makes them start to think and try to actually figure out if they indeed do know you or not. You gotta understand that if you catch a woman looking at you, right, this is already a sign that she is interested and wants to know you a little bit better. So it really is inconsequential in terms of how you start the conversation. I personally feel like introducing yourself is a great way. Like, hey, I just wanted to introduce myself. My name's Alpha. What was your name? And she'll be like, I'm Brecky or Brenda or I'm Susie Q, Sex Machine. And then you can move into the OSA method, all right? And this method I learned from my friend Marnie over at Wing Girl Method, and it's awesome. OSA stands for observe, share, ask, all right? And if you think about it in this way, it's a lot easier to keep a conversation going, right? So OSA, O, right? It's observe, make an observation, like whatever, like it can be anything, like, oh, this place is pretty cool. Have you been here before? Which brings you to the S, or share. Yeah, it really reminds me a lot of the super cool coffee shop that I visit when I'm in Chicago called Brash. Now we're moving on to A. Have you ever been to Chicago? All right, now, the one thing you got to understand is that there's a difference between open and closed questions, right? A closed question is that, have you ever been to Chicago, right? She's going to say yes or no. If she says no, or yes, it doesn't matter. You've got to ask a better follow-up question, one that's going to expand and make her talk a little bit more. You've got to get into the habit of asking more open-ended questions, right? These are questions that are going to garner a little bit more interaction and explanation that you then can take in a different direction. But the one thing you got to understand is the lighter, the fresher, the more fun you can keep a conversation, especially when you first meet, the better off it's going to be. The whole trick to a quick connection is playful banter, right? Bantering back and forth, right? Being playful, being fun, right? You got to understand that when you meet somebody, you've got an instant to basically make that first impression. And if you're coming up and you're super dry and you're not really smiling and you're not engaging and you're not being fun and playful, unfortunately, this is not going to basically get the result you want, as opposed to somebody who goes up and is very playful, right? And fun in terms of the conversation, what they're asking, or just being playful. Like if you're saying, hey, what are you studying? And she's like, oh, calculus. Calculus, oh my gosh, are you a nerd? Like seriously, you can tell me, are you a nerd, right? Being playful, just fun, right? Or like calculus, oh my God, that makes my brain hurt. We could never date because you're gonna be way too smart for me. So to recap, gentlemen, some spicy senorita checks you out. You are gonna A, look at her and be like, whoa, mama, she's spicy. Or ooh, not spicy. If she's ooh, not spicy, then don't even worry about it. Look for somebody spicier. If she is spicy, you're gonna be like, sweet, I wanna make out with her and I'm single. If you're not single, don't do this because you're a scumbag if you do, all right? And then count it down, 3, 2, 1, and act. You're gonna walk up, sparkle the eye, a little smile, and then you're gonna engage, right? Once you introduce yourself or fake like you already know them, then you're going to employ the OSA method. You're gonna observe, make an observation. You're gonna share something about you or the situation, and then you're going to ask. Make sure that you ask open-ended questions so that you can pull a conversational thread like you are gonna be pulling off her panties a little later. What? Hopefully, that is the end result.